being a community leader, etc. The list is really, really endless. If I'm to talk about that, it would singalala apha, really. But I want to start this off back in 1999. Umama was an educator at a special school called Ilutando-Luvuyo. You're right here in New Brighton. Now we all know what educating a special child is. And to date, I'm still mesmerized at how our mother aced that role. It's one thing learning esikolweni about things, you know, we learn how to sing, you learn how to cook and whatever, but there are some gifts like nursing and being a doctor that just comes naturally. And special education kumama came naturally. And I know that there may be educators here, but I want to point out something that umama really, really aced. Umama had a special touch with the children of Lutando-Luvuyo. In a way that she would want to know what their skill actually is, what that special child needs. So you may find that abanye babantwana are not educationally equipped. So they are artistic, in other words. Umama wanted that. And as soon as she saw that that child, that boy, that little girl could sing, they could act, she went on it. And she would make sure that that child propagates in their skill. And that's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to do. But umama, in her appraisal and in her position as an educator with special children, she aced it. And I think it's important that educators ezikhoyo ziyazi into ba education actually starts with a relationship with your child. You must have a relationship with your child. I stand here now as a senior lecturer at the Northwest University, and I learn from umama. I have students coming in and they'll tell me about a number of things: gender-based violence, their background, where they come from, their past, their very povertated past. And I remember what umama did in that instance. And I know then that I'm doing the right thing. Umama's love for social inclusion and gender inclusivity was and always will be unmatched. Mama's love for everyone still remains one of the most unconditional and peculiar characters I've ever come across. Her specific love for women empowerment saw her take then a position of center manager at the Masaki Sizwe Women Empowerment Trust, KwaZakhele. Kukhi center phanga sedaku hall. Andiyazi njani ngoku yayi orange kudala. Isenjalo under the leadership of Comrade Nancy Hlwai. Luzipho was the center manager of that center. That center was built by women, and it was built to equip women empowerment in skills and so on and so forth. Now that's not an easy role to take, especially in the community. But umama made it easy because she was relatable. She was that woman that you could relate to. Xa ufike office yakho uthi yo andilambe mama adilambe reyam. Akaziditye mna qala kasobamba amanqina pha kula mama khona umama othengisa amanqina pha ngobambe pha ubambe nepaloni pha khona isonka esithengiswayo nekhabhana. She was relatable. And these are the kind of people we wish now were in office. We really wish that we could have people in office that are in high regard, people that are relatable. We don't have them anymore, and that is a fact. Abasekho abantu okwazi ungene ofisini umbone umama ba uyakhefuzela umnika amanzi. Abasekho abantu abanjalo. And we need to bring this back in the community. Singafane sitsho sithi siyapolitika. It's not politics, it's the truth. It's a fact that we need people in office that can relate to the community, that knows the problems of the community, the socio-economic issues that the community is facing. I'm proud to say that my mother was one of those people who could relate to the community. In the early 2000s, we all know it marked and we were of liberation. We were sold the idea of freedom. It's the truth. We were sold a democratic diaspora. That's what we were sold. It was never there. Perhaps it was introduced to us, but we never experienced a democratic diaspora. That's the truth. And for the longest time, we kind of thought that it was okay to allow patriarchy, misogyny, and all these other issues that we face in the community. Now, in the early 2000s, we saw, especially in Port Elizabeth, the rise of women. Mam Nondumi Somaphazi sometime became the mayor. And at the time, Port Elizabeth was, audit here to clean. We had clean street members of our community. So